Would you take one dose of a supplement if you knew it would make you smarter that day? The researchers in this study were trying to figure out if ginkgo and ginseng could supercharge your brain after just one dose. Let's dig into it. They had 20 test subjects and all of them were college students. They got them together for 4 sessions, each a week apart, and put them through a bunch of tests multiple times. They randomized them into 4 different groups and gave them either 360 milligrams of ginkgo, 400 milligrams of ginseng, a 960 milligram combination of both ginkgo and ginseng, or a placebo. They rotated the groups through each of the 4 treatments at each session, so every subject got to try every treatment. Each session, they had their subjects do a baseline test, gave them their treatment for the day, then repeated the tests at 1 hour, 2.5 hours, 4 hours, and 6 hours. I actually liked that part. Testing them at multiple time points is a cool bit of protocoling that you don't see very often. Medications and supplements absorb at different rates, start working at different rates, peak in your bloodstream at different rates, and reach their target tissues and receptors in your body at different times. If you just measure everything at 1 hour, you might miss an effect that takes 4 hours. And if you only measure at 6 hours, you might miss an effect from something that peaks and wears off in the first hour. The tests they used seemed pretty reasonable. They used something called the CDR, which is a computer program specifically designed to check short-term effects of medications on mental performance. I do have to say that overall, the methods are a bit messy and difficult to understand. They don't discuss statistical powering and how they settled on their small sample size. Their groups had baseline differences in some of the pretests, and they looked at a lot of measures and called them all primary outcomes. Not ideal. Taking all of this into consideration, out of a huge number of measurements they took, they did have quite a few statistically significant findings, and it was consistent with some previous studies that these same researchers did on each individual supplement. Here are the highlights because it's really a lot of data. They did multiple memory tests, and in pretty much all of them, the pattern was that ginseng led to mild improvement, ginkgo led to slightly more improvement, and the ginseng-ginkgo combination gave the most pronounced improvement. On tests of attention and reaction time, the treatments didn't show much difference compared to placebo, but there were a few minor improvements, mostly with the ginseng. They collected and analyzed a ton of other data, but it wasn't the strongest stuff, so we'll just skip it here. So it looks like ginkgo and ginseng might help your short-term mental performance. A combination of the two might be even better, although the dosing of the combination in this study was unclear and the total was higher than the individual supplements they gave, so we don't know if the combination is synergistic or if it was just that the combination was a higher dose. Like we discussed, the methods weren't the strongest. It's nice that there was some consistency among their different results and with other literature, but take the results of this study with a big grain of salt. Talk to your healthcare provider if you're thinking about trying one or both of these supplements, and if you learned anything, please help the channel out by hitting the like button.